and welcome live into DLS Weekly. Nick Alessandrini joined by Jason Winchell. We have an action-packed show tonight ahead of Friday's big game between Archmere and St. Mark's. We're going to be joined by both of those programs here tonight as we are back at the Christiana Buffalo Wild Wings location. Jason, just first off, how's it feel to be back here another Wednesday?
Yeah, it feels good to be here. I've missed the last few shows, so it's good to be back here at Buffalo Wild Wings enjoying the atmosphere.
And we've got, as I mentioned, action-packed show here on this Wednesday night. We are joined right off the bat by the St. Mark's Spartans football team, 5-0 on the year, of course, led by head coach Joey Wright. If you guys just want to go around, introduce yourselves, and we'll get started.
I'm Luke Watson.
Matt Hannick.
TJ Martin.
Jake O'Donohue.
All right, again, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come out here on Wednesday to Buffalo Wild Wings and let us talk to you guys for a little bit. Just to get started here, we are at Buffalo Wild Wings, so we always like to start off by asking, what's your go-to wing sauce, your favorite flavor here at Buffalo Wild Wings? Luke, we'll start with you. What's your favorite? What's your go-to?
I'm a classic guy, but I like it spicy, so I go Buffalo.
Buffalo. There you go. The dry rub or the wing sauce?
I like the sauce.
There you go.
I'm going to say the same as Luke, sauce, Buffalo.
Buffalo sauce.
I keep it simple. I like mild.
Wow, yeah, there we go.
I'm basic. I like barbecue sauce.
Barbecue. Coach, what about you?
I want to mix it up. I go hot and barbecue combined.
Oh, that's our first combination. I like that. There we go, Coach.
Yeah. Coach, you guys are off to a hot start going 5-0 for the season. What are the keys to team success so far this season?
I think the kids just buying in all summer long. I think they've done a great job in the weight room. Football is a year-round sport, right? You got to get your bodies right for the fall. And our guys really dove in there once school ended and we hit our summer workouts. And then obviously double sessions aren't fun in the fall, but they were grinding and they did a great job at it. But I just think the brotherhood and camaraderie that the kids have, everybody gets along and they play for one another, which is huge.
And guys, you heard Coach there. What maybe in your minds has been the keys or some of the keys that you have maybe viewed as the success or the reason for your success here at 5-0 as we stand here tonight?
Yeah, I definitely think the leadership, not only in us four captains, but with the whole team, the starters, and even the JV players and the scout team players, it's all pushing each other to get better and motivating as leaders as a whole.
I'm just going to say that we all have a great passion for the game. We just love being out there, hitting and just having fun together. It's a great brotherhood, and we're just having fun together.
TJ?
Yeah, we work hard during the off season, work hard during practice, and we just bond as a team well. So all that leads together to having a 5-0 record right now.
Jake?
We just really all work really well together. I think even with the transfers, we all mold as a team and work as one unit together. And I think that's what really helps us out.
Coach, your toughest game so far was 2 weeks ago, that a double overtime game against Newark. Appa was also a close game. But what went into that 2 overtime win at Newark? What was about that game that was key to that victory?
I think, Newark's a well-coached football team. They played hard. They played a heck of a game and gave us everything we could handle. I just think our guys bonding together, fighting through some adversity. You're always going to have adversity in a football game. I think that game's going to really help us moving into the future for the rest of the season. But we kept fighting, and we found a way to win the game, and that's what you ask your kids to do. And they came out and did that for us, so we were very happy with the outcome of getting a W. But hats off to Newark because they did a heck of a job.
And again, to keep it moving, you guys, this Friday night, big game against Archmere. You were able to play them twice last year. Just what maybe did you learn from those two matchups with last year with Archmere, and what kind of challenges do they present here this year, this Friday night?
Archmere is a very well-coached team. We've learned that over the past couple years. Even if they're down, they keep fighting, they keep grinding, they don't give up. It's going to be a battle for us.
Guys?
Like he said, they're very well coached. A lot of great athletes on the team, and no matter what, we always think it's going to be a dogfight with them. No matter who's winning or losing, it's always going to be a dogfight.
Yeah, they play 4 quarters. They got a lot of athletes, and they don't give up. So we got to play 4 quarters too.
Jake?
Yeah, they don't quit. They keep fighting, and it's the type of game we want. But that doesn't make it easy. We got to fight. They got to fight. It's a great game to play.
All right, players. Now's your chance. Big game Friday night. tell your students why they should come out to this game on Friday night.
The atmosphere is going to be crazy. This is a reigning state championship team, and we're a team on the uprise. It's going to be a battle, and it's going to be great to watch.
Just two great teams going to be having a great football game, and it's going to be exciting to watch. It's going to be fun to see.
A lot of athletes on both sides of the ball. It's going to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be a full game, and everyone's gonna be there. It's gonna be a crazy atmosphere, like Luke said. I'm really excited to play, and everyone should come out.
And you mentioned it. It's going to be a fun game. We'll be there. We can't wait to check it out. But, Coach, what have you maybe been stressing this week at practice? What has kind of been the focal point for you on the practice field heading into this Friday's matchup?
So, I mean, we stress all the little things all the time, and it's especially important this week with the team we're playing. Like all these guys have said, they're a well-coached football team. They got a lot of great football players on their team. Again, they're the defending state champs for a reason. And we know that from the first whistle to the last whistle, they're going to be fighting. We're going to be fighting. So we've just been stressing the importance of the little things. We've been doing that all year. We're trying to put our game plan together offensively and defensively and special teams. We know that it's going to be battle. So we just got to come out there and play our brand of football, play Spartan football, and play for one another. And we'll see what happens Friday night.
And, guys, you're in the locker room, obviously, with each other day in and day out. What's kind of the vibe in the locker room? You guys are 5-0. It's been a good season so far, but a big one coming up. Just how's everything been, in between the lines in the locker room with you and the team as you get ready for maybe your biggest game of the season this week?
Yeah, so in general, we know what we can do, and that is just a huge confidence boost in the locker room. But we also know what we have to do and what we haven't done yet. So we need to keep working towards that, and I think it's on all of our minds that we need to keep working and keep pushing until we get what we want to achieve.
Like you said, we're 5-0, and we're very excited about that, but we know that we got to stay focused and keep pushing and keep getting better every single day.
Like they said, we're 5-0, but yeah, we work hard, but we also have fun at practice. It's loose out there, which it hasn't been years before, so it's been nice out there.
5-0, it doesn't really mean anything. Each week we're just trying to play the best game we can and not quit. We still got a whole season ahead of us. Our past games are our past.
And, Coach, you mentioned the little things. You guys been working on that, the brotherhood that you have in that locker room. Maybe to you for this week, what is the one key to success, or maybe the one thing you're looking for out of your team on Friday night? If you see that, you'll be in good shape.
I think we just got to play together, right? Like we talk about all the time. We have fun out there in practice, but we get the job done at the same time. So we've just been stressing the importance of playing to the whistle, right? First whistle to last whistle and in between the whistles. I got to give credit to our guys. They've been busting their butt all year long, all summer long. We just take it 1 week at a time because that's all we can concentrate on. We got the great opponent across the ball from us Friday night in the graveyard, and we're looking forward to it. And again, anytime these two teams get together, it's a great game to watch. So we're just excited for the opportunity, move forward with it, and see what happens.
And guys, now over to you. You're there with each other out on that field. What's one thing you want to see out of each other on Friday night, when you're going to be good then?
I think having each other's backs is the biggest thing we can possibly do. If someone gets knocked down, you got to be right there to help him back up. If someone makes a good play, you got to be right there to celebrate with him. That confidence building between all of us is what's going to help us push us over the top.
You're just going to see us just be really excited to play and just go out there at 100% every single play, giving it all.
Having each other's back, having fun out there, all that helps us win this game.
There you go.
I just want to see some fight. No one can quit. They're a good team. We gotta battle all the way through, and no one can stop, no matter what side of the ball it's on.
There you go, Jake.
All right, guys, it's a little before the game. You can listen to one song in your earpods or over the loudspeaker to pump you up. What song are you listening to?
So one warm-up song, guys. We got one. We will start with you. What are you thinking? What's your go-to?
My go-to in general is Lil Baby, but I love freestyle.
Matt?
Dreams and Nightmares.
Dreams and Nightmares. All right, so bro, TJ?
Yeah, I'll go with some Meek Mill too.
Meek Mill. Jake?
I like Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness. There, Coach, now over to you. I know you're coaching, but you're listening. What's one song that gets you a little fired up, ready to go?
I just let the guys listen to whatever they want to listen to. Again,
You're
they're the
good,
ones
good.
playing. We're out there. We got to do what we got to do, but I let them listen to whatever they want.
And you were good back in your day too. What did you used to listen to back when you used to take the field?
It's been a long time. I don't remember that. Man. That's a long time ago.
Well, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. We'll be there Friday night. We're real excited for it. Should be a great matchup. Thanks again, and good luck on Friday night.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. We're going to take a break, our first break of the night. When we come back, we're going to be joined by Archmere up next, right back on DLS Weekly.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit.
High Five Hospitality, founded in 2004 when three guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise to Delaware. To date, they operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings in Delaware and Maryland. Also the Stone Balloon and Limestone Barbecue. And let's not forget Eggspectation and 5 Jersey Mikes throughout Delaware. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products with exceptional hospitality. High Five Hospitality.
And welcome back inside DLS Weekly. I'm Nick Alessandrini. That's Jason Winchell. And these are your 2021 Delaware football state champs, undefeated from last year. We are now joined by the Archmere Hawks ahead of the big-time matchup this Friday night with St. Mark's. Coach Omar Richardson. Coach, thanks for joining us here tonight. And then before we get started, we want to congratulate you guys on the state championship last season. And Coach, for your Assistant Coach of the Year award as well. Congratulations. Absolutely. And guys, if you just want to go through, introduce yourselves, and then we'll get going.
I'm Nate Morta.
I'm Kieran Udovich.
Ben Mongear.
I'm Chris Albera.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, guys. Really appreciate you taking the time on your Wednesday night. I know you got a lot of stuff to do, so we appreciate it as you get ready for Friday night. But just to get started, Coach and players here, we always ask this question to lead off. You're at Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm sure you guys got some food coming, or you've already eaten a little bit. What's your go-to wing flavor or wing sauce here at B-Dubs?
For me, it's honey barbecue, for sure.
Honey barbecue?
Mine's medium buffalo sauce, actually.
Medium buffalo, yeah. We from St. Mark's.
Definitely honey barbecue.
I love the garlic parm sauce, but I got to shout out the cheese curds. They're very good as well.
Wow, there you go. Our first mention of cheese curds. I like that. Coach?
Buffalo dry rub. I'm a dry rub guy.
You know what, Coach? I'm with you there. I love the dry rub. I'm right with you. I'm right with you there. Again, thanks for joining us. But that's the tough questions, right? So now we'll get to some of the easier ones.
Coach, you started off 2-0 this season with wins over Tatnall and Mount Pleasant. What did you see from the team in those first couple of games this season?
Yeah, we was Tatnall. We had a good preseason. Guys really bought into the preseason, got a good practice during the summer. They lifted well, and that brought on to our first 2 games, followed the game plan, and we executed and played good football. So that really was a big step with us going 2-0 against Tatnall and Mount Pleasant.
Guys, anything you want to add there that you maybe noticed about yourselves for those first couple games? What was going well for you guys?
I feel like everyone was stepping in their roles well and understanding the assignments and just executing and doing our jobs.
In those first 2 games, we did a really good job of taking care of the ball and just executing and doing our jobs all throughout the game. So,
absolutely. You guys want to chip in? Ben, Kieran?
I wasn't really playing for those games, but like
go.
when I was watching,
from your perspective, what did you notice out there?
I mean, I thought the team looked good. I thought they were playing together, and I thought that we were just executing what we knew that what we can do. In the past 2 games, I don't think that we've done that, but I think in the first 2 games, we were playing like us.
Appreciate it, Kieran, and we'll keep it moving here. Big matchup this Friday night, guys, against St. Mark's. It's the First State Orthopedics game of the week. Coach, I'll start with you, then you guys can take this one as well. What has kind of been the focal point for you guys at practice? What have you been stressing on the practice field ahead of this big matchup on Friday night?
I mean, this game for the past couple of years going down to a couple plays here and there. So when you have a game that goes down to a couple plays that can change the game, it's got to be detailed. Every detail from lining up correctly, ball in the right hand, executing the game plan. So when you're ready for a battle, and we also told them it's going to be a 4-quarter game. You know, it's not going to be a running clock, nothing like that. But 4-quarter game, got to be ready. We got to secure the ball. Definitely work on our details.
And guys, what about for you here? Coach mentioned the details, the little things. What have you guys been kind of working on this week?
One of the biggest focal points this week has just been getting back to playing Archmere football. Mistake-free football, keeping the ball off the carpet, and keeping the ball out of the DB's hands.
Absolutely, Chris. Nate, anybody else want to chip in? Ben?
I'd definitely say executing the little things and just holding on to the ball so that we can keep the ball rolling every time we get the ball.
Yeah, Ben.
You guys, last 2 games, a couple of tough results, but you know, close games, really tough teams. You got another tough team this week. You know, what can you take from those 2 games that will help you this week when you prepare for St. Mark's?
Again, for me as a coach, it's the details. For me as a coach, it's definitely the details. When you play 2 good teams such as Howard and Friends, and you don't take care of the ball, you know they're going to take advantage of those situations, and that's basically what happens. So going to this week, again, it's details, details, details.
After the 2 losses, it's just been a long, hard look in the mirror for everybody on our team. You know, trying to fix our own mistakes and then also figuring out what we can do to take our team to the next level and really develop these young guys to get them into their roles and really find themselves.
Yeah, I feel like it comes down to the mistakes that we've been making and being more accountable for ourselves and for each other and just keeping everyone in check and looking forward to the next step.
It's going to be a dogfight this week, just like the last 2 weeks. I mean, I think that we got prepped for against Howard and Friends, but St. Mark's, I think we all know it's going to be a 4-quarter battle. So we'll see.
Okay. And now, just speaking of this game, what have you guys seen from St. Mark's? If at all, have you seen anything from them? What challenges do they present as a unit coming into this Friday night, Coach? And then to you guys.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. St. Mark's is, coached well by Coach Wright. I know some of those coaches over there are definitely going to be prepared. I mean, big, fast, high IQ players. They have some, my cousins over there, Taj Johnson, over there right now. So they're going to play. It's going to be a battle. They're in their home field, so they're not going to lay down. It's going to be a tough battle.
And guys, what stands out about St. Mark's to you guys? And what are you looking for?
They got a great quarterback in Chase. I feel like he's going to be able to air it out. I think it's going to be a great competition for our DBs and our secondary. They got a big line, so I feel like if we stay low, I feel like it could be a good competition for us. And their receiver game, they all got great hands and they all run great routes, so it should be a great competition.
It'll be a good one, Nate.
think they just got phenomenal athletes all across the board. You know, their line, they're big, they're strong, they're physical. You know, they're linebackers, they make plays, they have good reads. You know, they're just a bunch of great football players, and, you know, they're tough to play against, so it's always a battle against them.
They're an undefeated team, and that's for a reason. And we're going to have a hard time playing them because they're very well coached, and their team is just, they're sound in every single position. So we're going to have to play our best game to be able to beat them. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I agree. We're definitely going to have to fire on all cylinders, all three aspects of the game on Friday.
Guys, I know it's a road game, but how important is it to have the Archmere students and fans travel out to the graveyard to help you guys on Friday night?
Yeah, it'll help if they come, but I'm gonna be honest with you, if they don't come, we still got to show up and play. But, you know, to support, please support. But after, you know, the first kickoff, you know, it's us against St. Mark's. You know what I'm saying?
I like that, Chris.
For us, it's everything in between the lines that really, really matters. But, you know, St. Mark's is going to have all their people there. They're going to be cheering loud. It's going to be a great atmosphere, and it would be a better atmosphere if all the Archmere people came out too. So
there you go.
It's definitely a little fuel to the fire, but we just got to stay focused on the game and block out all the outside noise for sure.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be crazy. I think it's going to be packed on both sides, and people are going to be there, and it's going to be a loud one, and it's going to be awesome. Like I said.
We're excited.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like a key to it is just adapting to the atmosphere that we're in.
All right, guys, again, thanks for joining us. A few more
Thanks
here.
for having us.
So a big one on Friday. I mean, I said it a few times already. Coach, what is the one key to the game in your mind? You know, if you look out on the field, if your guys do that, you're going to be in good shape. We'll start with you, and then, guys, what will be your individual keys as well? But, Coach, what's the overall key? What do you have to see out of your team Friday night?
Football comes down to blocking, tackling, and taking care of the ball. If we do that, we have a chance to win. You know, if we don't tackle well, don't block, of course we give the ball away. You know, it might get out of hand for us, but if we do that, we can definitely have a good chance to win.
Thanks, Coach. Chris, what about you?
For me, it'll be being relaxed in the pocket and taking what they give me.
Nate?
I think it's just sticking to our techniques and eliminating our mistakes, just staying focused and executing.
I think we just got to tackle. They're a very talented team, and it's going to be hard to tackle them in space, but I think if we just get everybody to the ball, we'll be able to do our job.
I agree. Definitely staying locked in all four quarters and just when we get the opportunities, making the plays.
All right, guys, it's before game. You're out there. What's the one song that you're listening to pump you up before the game?
One warm-up song, one choice. What do you guys got going in the AirPods? Coach, we'll start with you. What are you listening to?
I don't know. I don't really listen to much music before the game, but maybe this week I have. I don't know. I'm gonna let them answer.
Yeah,
that.
think about it. Then we'll come back to you. Chris, what about you?
My pregame hype song is Solo by Future.
Future. I love some Future. Nate, what about you?
I like classics and oldies, so my song's Bob O'Reilly by The Who.
There you go. See, I love that. Here we go. Love the diversity, man.
I like Blessed Up by Meek Mill.
Meek Mill. Here.
I like pretty much any AC/DC song. I could just ride with anything like that. Yeah.
Coach, you got a nice diversity over there. What do you got?
I just go with some old school hip hop. You know, maybe some Tupac.
There you go.
Maybe some of that.
Yeah, there you go. They got it all over there on Archmere's side. They got it all. Guys, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks again. Good luck on Friday night. Should be a very good one.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We're going to take another break. We'll come back. We'll have some football talk for everyone. We'll see you right around the corner, right here on DLS Weekly.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris. I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. we just clicked like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris. I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
First State Orthopedic statewide has 29 physicians at 16 locations. Our physicians and staff provide both non-surgical as well as surgical treatment for almost all orthopedic conditions and injuries. We are specially trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physician and orthopedic consultant for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to the local emergency departments as well as medical aid units and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Call for an appointment today or visit us at firststateortho.com.
And welcome back live inside Delaware Live Sports Weekly. Nick Alessandrini alongside Jason Winchell. Special thanks to St. Mark's and Archmere, who took the time out of their busy Wednesday nights to come join us here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Again, Jason, that is going to be a fantastic matchup this Friday night, and now you'll be able to join us there as well. We should have a nice crew on that Friday. It should be a great one between the Hawks and the Spartans.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be a great game. I had a chance to see both these teams play already this year. It's just going to be a fantastic. The atmosphere is going to be great. I can tell you, if you're planning on coming to the game, get there early, tailgate, and then come to the field because there's going to be 4,500 to 5,000 people on campus on
Alumni
Friday night.
weekend, I believe, something of those sorts going on there at the graveyard. So again, get there early if you want to check that one out on Friday. Well, we are live from our Buffalo Wild Wings location in Christiana, and it's that time to talk about our new Super 7s that are going to come to you on your screen shortly. Jason, let's start with Class 1A. The first place votes are in, and something we all were able to agree on this week was that Laurel gets that top spot in 1A.
Yeah, 7 first place votes, 4-0. St. Elizabeth's right behind them in second. And then we saw a shakeup. Odessa climbs up to 3. Wilmington Charter, how about that?
They're undefeated.
4-0. They go up from 6th to 4th. Tackles into 5th. Seaford, who was 3rd, they dropped after that loss to Indian River, and St. Andrews rounds up the top 7. They had a tough loss to Charter, but they stay in there. And others receiving votes was Indian River.
Sorry, Indian River coming off that big win. Again, not into that top 7 yet, but they're knocking on the door after that big win over Seaford, a team that was rallying. Again, when you look at this, Odessa still with a lot of those underclassmen making some noise up to that 3 spot from 4. But once again, we see those 2 teams out in front, and that was the teams that met last year in that state championship with Laurel and St. E's. Both of those teams still undefeated along with the Force here in Class 1A.
Yeah, it's good to see Wilmington Charter 4-0 for the first time since 2010.
Wow.
Great start to their season, and it's good to see them up there in the top 5 in Class 1A. I mean, and like you said, one of the 3 unbeaten teams in Class A.
Shout out to Jared and Brandon Ross, members of those Charter Wilmington teams back, I believe, in 2010. So we talked about our Class 1A. Let's jump now to Class 2A and talk about our Super 7s there. And those Super 7s are containing the teams that we had a chance to just speak with here up at Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's get started. We were all kind of split on this one, right? We had 3 teams that received first place votes from our staff here at 302 Sports, but when it was all said and done, the team that came out on top in our rankings at number 1 was Howard. They are undefeated at 5-0.
Yeah, and what a great team. Good start to the year. Nice win over the Archmere a couple weeks ago. They have a tough one with Wilmington Friends, who's second, by the way, at 4-0.
That's going to be a good one.
They host Friends in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Down at the Sally's there on. It's going to be a great one. And so both Howard and Friends got 3 first place votes, and St. Mark's got the other one. They're sitting in the 3rd spot.
That's right. So all the teams in the top 3 on your screen received 1 or more first place votes here this week. Caravel, they continue to roll. They remain undefeated. They are now up to that 4th spot. And again, we'll stop here for a second. Caravel Bucks are looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, they really are. They're a fun team to watch. They score a lot of points, and they're playing really well right now. And I think they started the year unranked, and they're already up to 4th. So they're on a roll and off to a great start.
Yeah, I got to check them out maybe in a couple weeks as well. Archmere there at 5, Lake Forest in at 6, and the Newark, the team that gave St. Mark's that run in double overtime, they are now cracking in the top 7 at number 7. But another team receiving votes was that team we checked out last week, and that was Red Lion. They looked really good against Milford, and that's dealing with some of those upperclassmen injuries as well.
Yeah, you know what? I've been really impressed with them. They had that nice home win against Delaware, who I think is a great team.
Yeah,
their 2 losses are to St. Mark's and Caravel. I mean, that's 2 top 4 teams.
And could be higher in a couple weeks.
Yeah, so I just think that Red Lion team right now is a team I'd watch out for. I mean, they're really making strides. I think, that when they start the season, they were really young. And as you get in these tight games, you start winning these games, they'll grow up fast. And I just think that's going to be a dangerous team come down the season here.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. And when you look at the damage that was done, you see Evan Budinger at quarterback, a freshman. Malik Pinkett, 3 scores over 100 yards last week, a freshman. You got some other guys there that are underclassmen that are really making an impact already here in the season. And again, they're going to be a program to watch as the years go forward. And you can't mention Red Lion without mentioning Kyle Manley. He seems to have a top 10 play each and every week. Again, the wide receiver for Red Lion. Them in Newark, just right there at number 7. Newark, though, has that 7 spot for this week.
I'll tell you what, in Newark, Delcastle gave Newark all they could handle the other night.
And Delcastle's a pretty good team this year, too. They're having a decent year. They're playing everybody tough.
They're playing everybody tough, and that Delcastle team gave St. Mark's fits last year in a game that St. Mark's pulled out. St. Mark's has them coming up down the stretch, too. So, I mean, it's really good. Another team not in there right now is DMA, but they're on a win streak. Yeah. They're getting better. They're starting to get healthy. They have St. Mark's in a couple of weeks. So, I mean, this 2A, wide open.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you again. You want to talk about DMA for a second. That was a team we saw in week 1 against what is now the top-ranked team, Howard. It was a 7-0 ball game, and that was without their starting quarterback, Brian Aline, in the game. They had a freshman, I believe Teal was the quarterback in that game. But again, DMA, a team you're not seeing or not getting not a lot of chatter about them there here in Class 2A. I do think they're a team you got to watch out for. Once Aline gets back, you mentioned the health, they're going to be a team that's going to be good, going to be ready maybe to try to get in that playoff berth and make something happen.
The good thing is they got a bye this week, so like you said, they get a chance to get healthy. Howard has a bye this week, so both of them are, it's good to have that bye right in the middle of the season.
Yeah. That can help you out for sure, especially when you're dealing with some injuries, and it seems like there's a fair amount of teams that are dealing with some injuries here as we get in to week number 5. Now let's talk about Class 3A. All of us in agreement on the top team in this class, and that was 7 first-place votes for the Middletown Cavaliers. They are sitting at 2-2, but the top-ranked team in Class 3A for us.
Hey, their 2 losses to the nationally ranked teams out of the state, so, I always don't look at that record. I'll tell you what, this week could be one of those sandwich games. They host William Penn. tomorrow night. But they just went out to Ohio
Tomorrow
and play.
night. Wow, how about that? Yeah.
They went out to Ohio and play. Then they come back and they got William Penn. But after that, they got South and then IMG. So William Penn's kind of that week that you worry about because it's that trap game. And William Penn has scored some points this year, and they're a dangerous team to play. But it's a tough game. That game was moved to tomorrow night.
Thursday night kickoff. Thursday night football. You
There
gotta
you
love
go.
it. Again, Middletown still sitting at that top spot. Smyrna at number 2. Dover, Chip Knapp has those boys at Dover playing very well right now. They continue to look impressive year number 2 under him. They are at number 3. They move up a spot. Sussex Central, a tough loss, shutout loss to Smyrna. They dropped to 4. Sally's starting to pick up some things as well. They're up to number 5, Appoquinimink 6, and then St. George's there at 7. And then Cape Henlopen receiving some votes from others as well. They're right outside the Super 7 there. Does anything else kind of stand out to you in Class 3A? This might be the class that has shaken up maybe the least so far. That in 1A, only a few shakeups.
Yeah, I can't wait for that Smyrna-Dover matchup.
You're absolutely right.
Smyrna got by Sussex Central, shut them out. Smyrna, defense. Their defense is outstanding this year. Sussex Central, strong defensive team. Dover, strong defensive team. Sally, strong defensive team. This year, the defense is in 3A. If you like defense, man, they're playing some defense, these teams. And, one team also keep an eye on is Sally's, right? They started a freshman quarterback. He's starting to get better and better
Takes
as
time,
the season goes on. Their defense is a top 5 defense. They're really stout there. They're shutting teams out. Their easy part of their schedule was the first half. If they could get by 4-1. But then they listen to this stretch. They go at Middletown, at William Penn, at Smyrna, home Dover, home Appo to finish the year.
Wow,
That's a tough 5-game stretch.
That is a tough 5
So we'll
games.
find out what Sally's made out the last 5 weeks of the season.
Well, you're absolutely right about that. We are going to be at the Middletown Sally's game in a few weeks. Be on the lookout for that one. But that is a tough gauntlet of a schedule for Salesianum to wrap up the end of their season. Does anything else stand out to you here in Class 3A? Is there a team maybe outside? I mean, we talk about the parity, it seems like, each and every week. It's not just Middletown and Smyrna. Again, this year, is there a team that you're really keeping an eye on that isn't Middletown or Smyrna, or is it one of those teams?
Well,
or is it Sally's?
Right now, I think it's Dover for me.
I agree. I'm with you. I think it's
Dover. You knew they always had. You knew they were going to have a good offense with Kirby, and they got speed.
Yeah, Cosme and Kilby.
Watching that game against Cape Henlopen, their defense stood out to me. It was really. They did not give you much room to operate. If a receiver caught the ball, they were right on them. Running backs had no holes to run, and at Dover, team speed on the defensive end really impressed me. Like I said, I think that game they have against Smyrna in a couple weeks, they got Sally's coming up, so I don't think anybody has an easy schedule coming down the stretch.
And we've got some good games coming up this weekend, as we talked about. Appoquinimink and Dover. We've got Sussex Central and Milford with Benny Mitchell and company. Glenn will have Appo and Dover. We will have St. Mark's and Archmere. Nick and Pat, that's right, Glenn out of town. Nick and Pat going to have that game, Appo and Dover. That should be a good one as well, the way Appoquinimic's been playing. And then is there a game out there that you're looking forward to maybe otherwise in the games that we have a part in?
I think St. Elizabeth and Indian River could be really good. The Indians are coming off a win against Seaford, and now they host the Vikings on Friday night. Last year, the Vikings won a low-scoring game up here. If Indian River could pull off the upset, all of a sudden they're in there with wins over Seaford and St. Elizabeth.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be a really good game.
That is a good one. Again, Indian River got that momentum, so we'll see if they can give them a run for the money there. Now let's get to our players and performers of the week. And it all starts with the quarterback from Middletown, and that's Austin Troyer, 21 of 36, 303 yards, 3 touchdowns against a team that was ranked 5th in Ohio, 33rd in the country. You got to check out the stadium that they got to play in last week. That was a cool experience.
Paul Brown.
That's right, Paul Brown. That was a great facility, great stadium for them to be able to play in. And and Austin Troyer answering the call there, he was able to live up and perform for the Cavaliers this past weekend.
Yes, absolutely. And how about Robbie Tattersall, Freds? I was at that game. He went 5 for 14 for 91 passing yards, and then had 26 carries for 176 yards, including 3 touchdowns, 1 pass, 2 rushing. I'll tell you what, if you haven't seen that
Tim Tebow.
If you haven't seen that Freds team, and let me tell you, Nick, their tight end, he looked like he was 6'8", and he caught the ball. No one could tackle him. I'll tell you what, it's a fun team to watch. I'm really impressed by that Quakers team.
That's all right. We've been keeping an eye on Friends this year. How about R.J. Matthews from Howard? He continues to have a stellar season for the Wildcats, the team that we currently have ranked 1 in Class 2A, 14 of 16, 124, 3 touchdowns total, 1 passing, 2 on the ground. A dual threat for the Wildcats. He can do it all.
Yeah, he can, and like you said, he's a dual threat. He does it both with his legs and the ground. We saw that with Tattersall and Troyer, so
that's right.
A lot of good scrambling quarterbacks in Delaware High School football this year.
And our last top performer is a guy that I had a chance to check out last Friday night.
Yeah, Malik Pickett from Red Line, 9 carries for 105 yards and 3 touchdowns, 11, 40, and 27 were his touchdown runs. He was solid. And like you said,
a freshman.
They have a freshman quarterback, a freshman running back, and man, they're going to be a good team coming up in the years to come.
And again, we'll now look over to Nick Halliday for our top plays of the week. Are we ready to rock and roll? We will get those to you on social media as those will be published, I believe, later on tonight. They are all good, ready to go. So we'll have those for you. Here we go. It's time for your Delaware Live Sports top plays of week number 4, presented by BSN Sports. Let's get started at number 10 with Newark Charter, Jordan Williams to McKenna Ritchie to Leela Saylor for the point. There it is. First it's Williams, Ritchie able to get it up, and then Saylor over for the point, and Newark Charter getting us started at number 10. On to number 9, it's Malik Pinkett here first. We got 2 plays for you. He's going to get the toss on the outside, make a defender miss there, and then he's off to the races. A 40-yard toss for a touchdown for the freshman from Red Lion, Malik Pinkett. Now over to Dover, Jaquan Kilby. How about 1, 2, 3 missed tackles, and then he's going to be able to get into the end zone. 2 big 40-yard touchdown runs there at number 9. On to number 8. Again, another fantastic field goal. This one from Sam Crossan from Red Line. A 46-yarder in the elements at home against Milford. Able to bury it. The longest field goal to date in the state of Delaware. On to number 7. Head over to that Smyrna offense. Brian Wright to Nolan Fretz. This is how you high point a football. Wright going to put it down the sideline, wait where his receiver can go get it, and Fretz leaps up, pinpoints it, and hauls it in. Catch it at his highest point, young guys. Over to number 6 and Dover. You heard from Kilby. Now how about Nasheen Cosme here? This time, he's going to fake it and keep it himself. See you later, Cosme. When you got Kilby, that'll fool the defense. He's going to be off 10-5 into the end zone. Dover clicking on all cylinders right now. Over to number 5 in Delmar, Jalen Johnson is going to break one off here against Woodbridge. They fake the quick hitter, then get it to him. He's going to make the safety miss, and then here comes the speed. Down the sideline for Jalen Johnson, untouched, into the end zone early in the first for Delmar. On to number 4. Got to see this one up close and personal. Evan Budinger to Kyle Manley. These two continue to do it all season long. Here's a straight 3-step drop back, one-on-one coverage. Let him go get it as Manley goes and makes the catch. And then here comes the yard after the catch. Reverses field into the end zone for the first score of that game. Red Lion looking good in that win over Milford. This one courtesy of Wilmington Friends Athletics. This is a game-winning goal. Sawyer Rowland to Cora Lowcamp. There's the pass. There's the finish. There's the game winner. Again, Rowland to Lowcamp, and Friends gets the victory. Over to number 2, Jacob Zeigler. Here, this one courtesy of WSAL. Hodson looking back to pass up 7-0. Can't find the receiver. Instead finds Ziegler, who's going to go the other way. 70 yards, turning it into 6 for the defense. What an interception return for a touchdown right there for Salesianum. over to number 1. This one courtesy of James Simmons Sr. And why not when James Simmons is going to do this for Mount Pleasant. Here's the kickoff. He'll field it around the 18. Going to look for some blockers. Jumps over a little hole there. And then going to get to the sideline, to the 40, to the 30. Has a few defenders there. Just uses the speed to blow right by into the end zone. A huge kickoff to the house for James Simmons as your top play of the week. And those were your top plays of the week for week number 4, and there were some good ones, Jason. Again, welcome back inside the Christiana location, Buffalo Wild Wings. Nick Alessandrini alongside Jason Winchell. Jason, we are about to close up. Nick Halliday on the other side of the glass for us here tonight. Jason, any parting words as we are getting set for week 5 of football, but also some big things going on with some other fall sports? Is there anything that's happened and maybe some of the other sports that stand out to you in the past week or so?
Last night, the number 1 team in Division II, Caryville, beat the number 1 team in Division I, APA 1-0 in soccer. That was a great game. Tonight, Sally's and St. Mark's are playing.
That's
right now.
Mike Lang is there checking that one out.
Yep, so, soccer, I think D2 and D1 are wide open this year. It's going to be fun to watch. If you haven't seen that Wilmington Charter soccer team play, their only loss to Caryville 1-0. So, I mean, it's a great year for soccer. It's a great year for field hockey. Volleyball is wide open other than St. Mark's.
It's like Class 2A.
Yeah, so it's great to be. And if you're a Phillies fan, playoffs start Friday.
2:07 p.m. first pitch.
So watch the Phillies, then turn on the Delaware Live high school football games.
That's right. What's better than going from the Phillies playoff baseball right into some Delaware high school football? That's going to be fantastic on Friday night. Do not forget about the Buffalo Wild Wings October specials. You can check those out on the website. But for Nick Alessandrini, Jason Winchell, and the man, the myth, the legend, Nick Halliday, we will see you this Friday night. We've got some great ones lined up for you. And again, we'll be back at Buffalo Wild Wings next Wednesday as well. So make sure you tune in at 7 o'clock right here on Delaware Live Sports. We'll see you then.
Right in our own backyard, our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the